I was a child once. I lay awake in my bed at night. I was afraid to move. I was afraid to close my eyes. Every night I fell asleep, afraid. In the morning my mother told me there was nothing in the closet and nothing under the bed, that there was nothing there. I believed her. I live in a city. The light here is strange. It is bright, but it has no color. There is the grey of concrete, the gleam of mirrored glass, the sea of drab overcoats walking between the tall buildings. There should be colour to the people's eyes, but it has been washed out by disinterest. There is nothing there. The light falls everywhere. Everything is exposed for what it is, and I am not afraid. I know what this world has in store for me. I know what kind of life to expect from it. Everything has been spelled out for me. I know what to do when I wake in the morning, and at night I sleep soundly. I remember when I was young, that I sat at the top of the steps leading down to the basement. I believed that there were things moving in the dark, that if I tried hard enough, I would be able to see them. I wouldn't walk down, but I sat there for hours. I'm unsure of my life. I do not lie awake at night, haunted by the thought of what might be creeping in the dark. I know what is there. I fall asleep easily, and my dreams are of little consequence. My friends say that I am an imaginative person. They say this because I spend my evenings with books. I read fantastic stories instead of watching the television everyone else watches, and so they think there is something fantastic about me. I read my books and I am entertained, but I'm not moved. I finish them and I'm not changed. I'm returned to the same life that I left. Nothing has changed. Sometimes I wonder if anything can change, if there's anything about my life that has not already been decided. I remember how I watched movies when I was a child. I was watching things happening for the first time. I did not know what to expect. I did not know what would happen next. I sat on the ratty couch my family kept in front of the television in the basement, and I watched with a knot deep in my stomach. I tried to make sense of what I was watching. I couldn't, it was too strange for me. And I did not care that I did not understand. It kept happening. I wanted to believe it couldn't be real, but there it was in front of me. How could I say it wasn't real? I hated them, and I hated that I couldn't understand them, and I hated that they were so inescapably real I couldn't forget them. Now, I own those movies. I came back to them when I was a teenager. I was in high school at a friend's house. We watched the movies we vividly remembered. It was 3 in the morning. We watched them over and over, and we talked about them at first. We breathlessly confessed our fascination with these things and how horrible and terrible they had been to us. Later, we did not need to talk. We sat beside each other and we were quiet, hushed like the children we used to be, and we watched. When I watch movies now, it is to remember. I'm not interested in new movies, I'm unable to believe in them. I watch movies to remember a time when I could. The dark in the basement was awash with colour, shades of darkness that there are no words for. I watch pale figures moving on my television screen and look for the darkness that used to be shrouding them. I come home from work. I close the door on the dry light of the city. I make a simple dinner and I eat quietly. Afterwards I am little more than tired. I sit in an armchair while outside the day's light fails. This is when I read. Some evenings I nod off while I'm reading, and I wake in the middle of the night stiff from sleeping sitting up. Other evenings I read until it is time to go to bed, and in the morning the day is waiting for me.